Can you still make the case of the lived experience of Palestinians and pro-Palestinian voices that describe the Gaza situation as a occupation? The West Bank too, and in the case of Gaza, open air prison.
To take them in order, there's nothing about Gaza that was an open air prison. They had ability to trade. They had the ability to move in and out in increasing numbers. Egypt wasn't so keen on allowing Palestinians from Gaza into Egypt, still isn't. But at the time of the 7th, there was actually one of the things the international community was pushing for was for more Palestinians to be coming into Israel every day through the Eretz crossing and others to work in Israel, because they can make a better living in Israel than they can in Gaza. And the as it were, normalization route was slowly being attempted. It was being pushed on Israel by the international community a little bit too fast for Israel's comfort, but it happened. That completely came to an end, and that dream is gone since the 7th of October.
Can you clarify the dream, the normalization relations?
The normalization dream
between Gaza and Israel?
Gone. There will be
really?
No normalization. No, not after that. And one of the reasons is the number of people, again, who I've spoken with, who employed Palestinians, worked with Palestinians, worked alongside Palestinians, encouraged more Palestinians to be coming from Gaza in order to work in Israel, and these were their brothers and sisters and so on and so forth. One of the reasons why the massacres of the 7th were so successful in the kibbutzim, the communities in the south, was because of the number of the terrorists who came in with detailed house-to-house maps of those communities. I spoke with one man who, his community, they had a security officer, chief, and Hamas came in. They knew to go and kill him and his family first, and then which families. It was just, I've seen the maps myself. They came in with incredibly accurate information about these communities. How did they have them? Because it was given to them by the brothers, by the workers, by the people of Gaza who were coming in and out. So there is nobody that will trust that ever again.
There's a lot of Palestinians that have lived and flourished inside Israel. What are they saying? What are they feeling? And what are the Israelis feeling about them? Is there still camaraderie to some degree, or is it completely destroyed?
My observation at the beginning was that everyone was extremely wary. I mean, if you've worked beside somebody and then found out that they sold out your family, you will never trust again. And that, particularly in a small country like Israel, the word of that happening goes out very fast. At the very beginning, there was intense fear about that, including of the 20% or so of the population who are Arab Israelis. I actually think one of the few sort of positive news stories of the period is that population within Israel has by and large held. There hasn't been an intifada. One of the reasons why there hasn't been more terrorist activity in the West Bank and Judea and Samaria is because the Israelis have been very careful, along with the Palestinian Authority, to some extent cooperating to keep that down. But, there wasn't a full war on 3 fronts, for instance, which was at risk of happening. So I think that the sort of coexistence within Israel has pretty much held. There are some terrible examples, far too regular, but not as regular as it could happen, of Muslim Arab Israelis carrying out acts of terror in, as it were, sympathy with Hamas. I was in the middle of one such attack myself late last year, and in a town called Hadera, and those things have happened, but it's not that particular catastrophe has not occurred.